you were probably pretty young for the Figo move, right? For him moving from Real Madrid, from Barcelona to Real Madrid, and the manner in which he did. I was decently young, but I do remember that. I
I was
remember,
in diapers.
yeah, I remember, and I remember thinking. Obviously, I remember seeing my dad upset. I remember my dad cursing like I'd never seen him curse at the TV before. I remember the pig's head moment and how iconic that really was. And for the first time, it was because my mom, isn't like my dad, where she's almost kind of the mindset of like, hey, it's a game. I don't know why people take it that seriously. Sometimes, right? She's just like, hey, no one should be throwing a pig's head onto a field at an actual live soccer match. Like that's probably too much. But my dad understood it, and it was from his perspective the biggest act of disloyalty anybody could ever do. In all honesty, um, but comparing that to what this new generation of fans knows, I would say the most contentious transfer that we've seen since then has likely been the Neymar saga. I won't throw Messi in there because he was really kind of forced out due to finances and due to bad leadership. That wasn't his fault.
Mhm.
But with the Neymar saga, you can strongly argue. I remember that summer. I remember Piqué posting pictures trying to get him to stay. I remember everything his dad was claiming that Neymar deserved after the La Remontada, the PSG comeback. Um, After beating a team 6-1, you almost scratch your head at the idea of him going to that club, but he did it, right? And I remember when that happened, him forcing his own move, taking the transfer fee to the Barcelona offices himself. How I don't know. In your opinion, is that the most controversial move away from the club that you've seen in your lifetime?
In my lifetime, yes. I think it was the first moment where I actually cried in sadness about Barcelona. Like I wasn't sitting there crying, but like I cried a bit
It was
because
depressing, bro.
it's not even that. Just the whole entire saga leading up to it. I remember it like it was yesterday. You had the PK kid, you had Messi and Suarez saying we'll stay for one more year, then leave, and you can be the king. The bust up with Nelson Semedo in training, all this stuff to just go for money. It's just, and the silver lining of this is that I know for a fact, that since Neymar left PSG, every single summer he's trying to come back because those who leave Barcelona always regret it. That's the reality of the case. He made his decision, and he can die on it for all I care.
So do you like? I know again the old generation, the boomers, the old heads. Figo is the number one traitor, the public enemy number one. He will go down as that forever. There's no recovery. Like that will be his legacy. So much so that there was a fucking Netflix special made for it. With Neymar, do you feel like because he made that move, it taints his legacy a little bit, and this will be a major milestone? You could argue it could be the most headlines he's really seen in this latter stage of his career.
I definitely don't think he's a traitor. I think it was a decision that he had on the table and he decided it. It absolutely taints his Barcelona legacy for sure. I mean, he has more goals than Ronaldinho, but for me, Ronaldinho is a much bigger legend of Barcelona than Neymar. I don't even consider Neymar a Barcelona legend. I consider him an icon. Because I think a lot of people just say he's a good player for the club, so he's a legend. That's not how I interpret it. Like a lot of people think Rakitic is a Barcelona legend. I disagree. I think he's an icon. I think he's a player who came in, played well. David Villa, icon. Pedro, I think you can make a case for both, but I would push him towards a bit of an icon. So you gotta make that separation, right? For me, Neymar is neither of them. But some people could argue that he's an icon. I think he had, yes, two very good years at the club, but when you leave in that kind of manner, it of course stays. We could say statistically, factually, he's a Barcelona icon, but in my opinion, he is not.